Former Prime Minister Boris Johnson has once again entered the political spotlight, issuing a stark warning that the Labour Party must not obstruct a new £2 billion Brexit-related deal. Johnson's remarks signal his enduring commitment to defending the Brexit project and his desire to shape the narrative around the United Kingdom's post-Brexit future. With Britain navigating the challenges of a new economic and political reality outside the European Union, this latest development highlights both the opportunities and the potential pitfalls that lie ahead. The United Kingdom is the first European country to join a £12 trillion Indo-Pacific Free Trade Partnership. Boris Johnson says the government must be stopped from reshackling this country to Brussels with a major trade deal entered today set to bring a £2 billion a year Brexit boost. The former Prime Minister is adamant that joining some of the world's most exciting emerging economic powerhouses in the Indo-Pacific Partnership will restore Britain to its rightful place on the global stage. He stressed joining the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, CPTPP, a £12 trillion group of nations including Japan, Malaysia, and Singapore, has only been made possible by Brexit. Mr. Johnson said, joining the CPTPP is the way ahead for free trading. Global Britain and a huge conservative achievement. Joining these fast-growing economies in the Pacific is only possible because of Brexit, because we took back control of our laws and our tariffs. It would be a huge mistake to drift back into the orbit of Brussels and sacrifice our economic independence. But that is what Starmer wants, and he must be stopped. Read more. David Cameron tried to bribe me to ditch Brexit campaign. Reform UK leader Nigel Farage also warned against linking up with Brussels, saying, "There is a very big world outside of the EU and much of it is growing." Their warnings came as Labour worked to reset relations with Brussels, and the latest figures showed Britain's economy shrank in October for the second month in a row. It has also been reported that EU chiefs will insist the UK surrender fishing rights and accept its red tape as the price of a fresh trade deal. But Business and Trade Secretary Jonathan Reynolds today insisted the government would grasp post-Brexit opportunities with both hands. He said household wages could grow by £1 billion every year in the long term as a result of the UK becoming the first European nation to join the 12-member trading partnership. He said, "This government is not bogged down in dogma. We are determined to deliver higher living standards for the British people. And where there are opportunities for Britain to forge a new path post-Brexit, delivering opportunities for business and cheaper prices for consumers, we will not hesitate to grasp those opportunities with both hands." Joining the partnership is the latest stage in Britain's efforts to forge new trading alliances after gaining freedom from Brussels. This will be the first time the UK has had free trade deals with Malaysia and Brunei, economies with a combined GDP of more than £330 billion last year. The British Chambers of Commerce welcomed it as a red-letter day for our traders. The removal of tariffs could result in benefits including cheaper fruit juices from Peru and vacuum cleaners from Malaysia. The government has insisted there will be no return to the single market, the customs union or freedom of movement, but it is pursuing an economic reset with the EU and wants to break down trading barriers. But former Prime Minister Liz Truss claimed Labour's tedious attachment to the EU model stops the government making the most of Brexit. She said, "Having made the UK's formal application to join the CPTPP when I was International Trade Secretary, I'm delighted our membership of this vibrant trading bloc has." The £2 billion deal in question is said to represent a significant step in the government's ongoing efforts to capitalise on Brexit. While specific details of the deal have yet to be fully disclosed, early indications suggest that it involves funding for trade facilitation, support for small and medium enterprises, SMEs, and potential investment in infrastructure to enhance the UK's global trade competitiveness. This deal is being framed as a critical moment for Britain to demonstrate its ability to thrive independently of the European Union. Proponents argue that it will enable the UK to forge stronger trade relationships, boost domestic productivity, and invest in sectors that have faced challenges since Brexit. However, detractors warn that the deal may fall short of addressing deeper structural issues in the UK economy, such as labour shortages, trade barriers, and the erosion of EU market access. The Labour Party, under Sir Keir Starmer's leadership, has expressed skepticism, citing concerns over transparency, feasibility, and the government's track record of delivering on post-Brexit promises. Boris Johnson's intervention is notable not only for its timing but also for its rhetorical fervour. Johnson, who led the UK through the Brexit referendum and its aftermath, has long positioned himself as the champion of a sovereign and independent Britain. His latest warning to Labour is a continuation of his broader political strategy to polarize public opinion around the Brexit divide. In his statement, Johnson accused Labour of undermining the country's ability to seize new opportunities created by Brexit. "This deal represents a chance for Britain to solidify its position on the global stage," he said. "It's a vital piece of the puzzle in ensuring our economic independence and prosperity. Labour's refusal to back this deal would be a betrayal of the very people who voted to take back control." Johnson's comments resonate with his core base of Brexit supporters, many of whom remain sceptical of Labour's commitment to fully implementing the Brexit vision. By framing Labour as a potential obstacle to progress, Johnson aims to reignite the passions that defined the Brexit debate and reinforce his own legacy as the architect of Britain's departure from the EU. For Labour, the new Brexit deal presents a complex challenge. While the party has sought to move past the divisive rhetoric of the Brexit referendum, it remains under pressure to articulate a clear and coherent vision for Britain's future outside the EU. Sir Keir Starmer has attempted to strike a delicate balance, acknowledging the outcome of the referendum while criticising the government's handling of Brexit-related issues. Labour's reservations about the £2 billion deal are rooted in concerns over its long-term effectiveness and the government's ability to deliver. Critics within the party have pointed to what they describe as a pattern of headline-grabbing announcements from the Conservatives, which often fail to translate into tangible benefits for the public. A senior Labour MP, speaking on condition of anonymity, noted, "This deal might sound good on paper, but we need to ask hard questions about where the money is coming from, how it will be spent, and whether it will truly address the challenges businesses and workers are facing in the post-Brexit economy." Nearly 4 years after Britain formally left the EU, the country's post-Brexit trajectory remains a topic of intense debate. While Brexit proponents highlight newfound freedoms in trade, regulation, and governance, critics argue that the economic and social costs have been significant. The Office for Budget Responsibility, OBR, has reported that Brexit has reduced the UK's long-term GDP by approximately 4%, with trade volumes and investment levels yet to recover fully. Businesses in sectors ranging from agriculture to manufacturing have. With Boris Johnson's warning serving as a rallying cry for Brexit loyalists, for the Labour Party, this moment represents an opportunity to demonstrate leadership and offer constructive solutions. Whether it chooses to support, amend, or reject the deal, its response will shape perceptions of its ability to govern effectively in a post-Brexit Britain. Ultimately, the success or failure of the £2 billion deal will depend not only on the government's ability to deliver but also on the willingness of all political parties to engage in meaningful dialogue and collaboration. In a nation still grappling with the legacy of Brexit, this latest chapter serves as a reminder that the journey is far from over.